Hey everybody, Aaron here. Welcome back to another anime review. Today we look at episode 8 of Youjo Senki or Tanya of the Evil. Now, this was a very solid episode. I really enjoyed it. You're not going to see very many images because I don't really need a lot of images to talk about this episode in general. There was really kind of a major focus, which I don't think a lot of military anime tend to focus on very much. You have little tidbits in other shows like that that have very similar aspects, but they don't ever really focus on this one particular aspect that showed up in this episode, and I really enjoyed it because it was something that was really well done. I'm blown away by how impactful it was. I'm not saying this was like the best episode ever done for this, but it was very good. So we get to see from the resistance side of things. So of course every war usually has a resistance, either internally or externally. And in this case, this is of course the resistance against Tanya's forces. So it's helping out with them, but they're not really under the military rule because they do things their own way, and it's their own little city that you're trying to protect. But what they're doing, of course, is obviously blowing up bridges and blowing up other people and stuff like that, using artillery weaponry that they really shouldn't have access to, etc. And it's causing a lot of chaos. So the Empire tells Tanya and her group, you have to go and destroy them. We need them eliminated. Ask them to surrender. If they don't surrender, you know what to do. And what's interesting is we see them actually, attacked. And all of a sudden, besides being attacked, what they actually do is they start blowing up all the areas around the resistance, which is something that is very rarely done in war, actually. If you actually read anything about war in general, it's very rare that you ever see housing in terms of like a city ever the main focus. It's really meant to be focusing on enemies, not really focusing on non-combatants in this case, because resistances aren't technically combatants. They're not considered combatants a lot of times in war. They are considered combatants at one point when they just do enough damage or they start attacking people, of course, obviously. But until then, and until it's open enough that they go, okay, these guys are really a threat, they're not usually attacked upon. And the cities aren't attacked upon because the reason is that you're destroying their livelihood and you're getting people that aren't involved in the war involved, by doing that. Because, there are people, of course, obviously civilians that aren't fighting, and by attacking the buildings that they live at, you're destroying their livelihood. So I think that was very interesting, and they show it in this episode very well when Tanya's like ordered to essentially start attacking them. One of her second in command actually go up to her, because when they actually start to evacuate, they get one more final order to attack everyone evacuated, to kill off anyone that's leaving. And Tanya's okay with that. She's like, okay, I'll get it ready to do it. But her second in command, one of the second in command comes up and tells her, listen, you can't do this. I mean, they're normal people. They're civilians. They have no, ability to fight back. They don't want to fight back. They're just trying to leave their home, that we destroyed, essentially. And, of course, Tanya does not take that very well. She actually, like, hits him with the butt of her gun. And it's interesting where she goes, listen, you're going to do it because we were ordered to do it, bottom line. These people are going to come back. If some of them hate us enough, they're going to come back and join the military, and they might end up killing you in the long run or killing one of us. And you see really briefly, and I'm sorry for the image, by the way, it's really poorly captured, but, it still conveys the image nonetheless, of one of the guys in the crowd of people walking, looking at Tanya's group with like such disdain and hatred. And this is the thing she's worried about, is the Empire's worried about in general, is this guy coming back one day with a gun and going after them and starting a riot or starting another battle, etc. So what's even more messed up is the guy who doesn't want to do this, doesn't want to kill these people, is forced by Tanya because of his insubordination to do so, to do it himself though. And that's really kind of fucked up. But he's given the gun, he does it because he realizes that he sees the hatred, and he realizes what she says is true. Now, I do think that it's very interesting at the very end of the episode. Hopefully you guys stuck around to the end of the episode, because the ending song was different than usual, which is kind of, I think the ending song they used was the same as one of the other episodes, but it wasn't the same as the usual ending song. They actually had the sequence of events where we see this military officer who apparently has been lost for a long time, and he was hurt really bad, etc. But they found him, and they've been bandaging him up. He survived, etc. But he actually talks about how he saw a dream and a vision where he saw that he was fighting with an angel to take down the devil. And I'm like, who's the angel, who's the devil in this case? Because we see what looks like a little tiny angel, but we don't know at the same time. So is Tanya the angel in this case, or is she the devil? I'm very curious about this. I know probably people that read the light novels or read the manga or whatever for this probably have an answer to this. Don't put it in the comments. Don't be, spoiling for other people. But yeah, very solid episode. I really enjoy this. Anyways, guys and girls, I will talk to you later. I'll see you later for my Blue Exorcist live review. Hopefully you're there to enjoy with me. Have a great one, everyone. Bye bye.